Thank you. Good morning, Carroll County. Just a couple quick notes as well. I just first want to mention, I want to thank Lieutenant Governor Miller for coming to Mount Airy last Friday. We met with to meet with the families and friends of Mason Kearns, who was killed on July 31st when we had that flood. Special thanks to the town of Mount Airy, the Mount Airy Police Department, the mayor, the town council. They have handled this situation, I feel, as the best they could, and they're making provisions to ensure that it doesn't happen again. There were mayors of other towns in Maryland there as well to support the mayor in this process. So I thought that was really interesting, and I want to thank particular Tonytown Mayor Chris Miller for being all the way down there to participate that. And a lot of therapy dogs were there as well, and we all know how effective they are. So a special thanks again to Lieutenant Governor for coming all the way out to Mount Airy to meet with us. Commissioner Gordon mentioned that it's back to school. I'll put in my dig for the bus situation. Remember, you've got to stop. Do not pass those buses. And there are cameras on them. So if that's not an incentive to stop and let the kids get on off the bus, I don't know what is. Commissioner Gordon did mention our SRO program. It was interesting. I mean, we had that horrible murder occur in Minneapolis a couple weeks ago. And if you're watching the national news, you are seeing elected officials in jurisdictions all over the country lamenting the fact that, well, maybe we need to have police officers in schools. And I'm watching all this, as I'm sure all of my fellow commissioners were, and a lot of you, saying we have that in Carroll County. And it's an amazing thing. And the SROs, I mean, everybody who has a kid in high school knows the meaning of the SROs. They're not just police officers, they're not just deputies in those schools. They know all these kids. Some of them are the most popular people in the schools. So a special thanks to Carroll County Sheriff's Office for being a part of that, for making that program happen. But I also want to put in the mention about the school buses, everybody. They're out there now. Give yourself some extra time because you will get stuck behind one. I want to mention the Winfield Community Volunteer Fire Company gun cash drawing is this weekend on Saturday. I don't think there's any tickets left, but I will be there. I'm told I've got 2,400 pieces of chicken to fry. So I will start early, apparently. I got to get there early. I wanted to mention as well, there's been some question. I imagine Commissioner Collier might mention this, but we will have the swearing in of the 5th Commissioner, Susan Krebs, occurring a week from today, I understand, here in this room in between our 9/11 ceremony and our open session. So there's been some questions as to when that's going to happen, and my understanding is that's the plan, at least, but Commissioner Kyler will correct me if I'm wrong on that. And then lastly, next Thursday is September 11th, which is just amazing to think that it's been 24 years. And I wanted to let everybody know that we will be conducting a 9/11 ceremony at 8:30 sharp at the Public Safety Center, Training Center here in Westminster. And that starts at 8:30. I would get there early, but that is going to be taking place a week from today. And that's all for me. Thank you.
All right, so I'm not going to speak too long here. We have a few other people. We have Margie from Carroll Hospital, and then we also have another member of our team at the health department that would like to speak. I did want to go ahead and introduce myself. My name's Brooke Fox, and I serve as the Director of Prevention Services at the Carroll County Health Department. I'm also here with Christina Warren. She is our Substance Use and Suicide Prevention Coordinator as well. So this is her first time getting to attend a meeting, and I just wanted to be able to introduce her.
Welcome.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Right. Suicide prevention is critical to saving lives and promoting mental well-being. It involves understanding risk factors, improving access to evidence-based care, fostering resilience, and most importantly, sharing hope. Effective suicide prevention means addressing the social, economic, and environmental conditions that contribute to risk, including trauma, social disconnection, and economic hardship. At the same time, it's vital to promote protective factors that support wellness and resilience. This includes building healthy coping and problem-solving skills, supporting peer-based mental health initiatives, discussing safe storage practices for lethal means, and encouraging open, stigma-free conversations around mental health and support resources. We can all make a difference by learning how to support those who may be struggling. The Carroll County Health Department offers training including Question, Persuade, and Refer, or QPR, and mental health first aid, which provides practical tools to recognize warning signs and intervene effectively. You can also join the Carroll County Suicide Prevention Coalition to stay informed on local strategies, best practices in prevention messaging, and ways to get involved in our community. And always remember to promote the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. This is available 24/7 by call, text, and chat for anyone in emotional distress or crisis. This Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, let's come together to build a healthier, more compassionate, and connected Carroll County, because together we can save lives. Thank you.
Thank you.
Margie, do you want to go ahead?
Sure. Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Margie Nyhoff. I'm a peer recovery specialist at a local healthcare organization and the Chief Recovery Officer for the Hoffa Foundation. Most importantly, I'm a person in long-term recovery from substance use, and I am a suicide attempt survivor. I have lived in Carroll County for all my 50 years. I come from a caring family, a father that started a business here 50 years ago, parents that have been married 55 years, a wonderful husband, and 3 amazing children. Some would say I have a perfect life. None of that matters. My mental health and addiction did not care about any of that. It does not care where I came from or how great my life looks on the outside. It does not discriminate. Like so many others who suffer with their mental health and addiction, I felt alone for a very long time. I was embarrassed to talk about my mental health and substance use. I feared people would look at me as a failure. When we suffer in silence, we are left to answer questions such as, why am I here? I think everyone will be better off without me. Why can't I just be happy? We sit in these thoughts thinking we're the only ones that feel this way. Little do we know there's other people out there who feel the same way. Today I use that hopelessness that I once had to help others. I share my story. I let people know they are not alone. As a community, we need to come together and fight the stigma behind suicide and substance use. We need to be kind to those that are struggling and not place judgment. We need to participate in classes like mental health first aid and learn the warning signs of someone struggling with mental health and substance use. We need to talk openly about our struggles. We need to look at asking for help as a strength, not a weakness. We need to understand that not being okay is okay. Together through compassion, education, and action, we can save lives and build a future filled with hope, healing, and recovery. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you.
Christine? We have one more person that would like to speak.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Morning.
Morning, Carroll County. My name is Christine. And to start off, there have been multiple times throughout my childhood, adolescence, and adulthood when suicide felt like the only answer to the pain I was experiencing. My mental illness and the stigma surrounding suicide had a cruel way of convincing me that I was a burden to those around me. I suffered in silence and ultimately ended up in crisis. But I come to you today with a message of hope. I am now 7 years into recovery from active suicidal behaviors. What changed for me was starting to talk about what I was going through and receiving the right treatment and therapy. I was very fortunate to accept support from a team of both professionals and loved ones who walked with me through a battle that at the time felt far greater than myself. What I've learned about suicide prevention, both through my own recovery and especially this past year working as a mental health peer support specialist, now certified as of this Saturday.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Passed that exam with flying colors. It is that it takes community effort. It's about people outwardly caring for other people with the intention of creating space for collective healing. In this county, this state, and this country, we often talk about the deep loneliness felt by those experiencing suicidal thoughts and behaviors. That loneliness is real, and it is very dangerous. So today I invite every Carroll County resident to help change that narrative. Let's create a true sense of belonging together. Let's build each other up. Let's identify and nurture healthy relationships. Let's choose to be kind with intention. Let's take suicide prevention training. Let's learn the facts. Let's challenge the stigma. Because every life matters and healing is possible, especially when we do it together. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And I'm gonna read the proclamation now, but thank you. That takes a lot of courage, both of you. Appreciate it very much. As I mentioned earlier, as has been mentioned, September is Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, September 2025. September is known globally as Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. Suicide is a significant national, state, and local public health issue. The Center for Disease Control reported 49,000 individuals died by suicide in 2023. In Carroll County alone, suicide accounted for 250 deaths from 2012 to 2023. Community support is the key to suicide prevention. Community members can learn how to talk about mental health and connect with suicide prevention resources in our community. And resiliency is the ability to adapt and recover from adversity, trauma, tragedy, and significant stress. It's not about avoiding challenges. However, it is about acknowledging they exist, developing healthy coping strategies, challenging negative thoughts, and adapting to adversity to promote well-being and growth. Individuals facing stressors, such as financial difficulties, health issues, or relationship problems, may be at higher risk of experiencing suicides. Resiliency helps individuals cope with these challenges and acts as a safeguard to limit the impact of these stressors on suicide risk. And a conversation can change a life by learning how to support those considering suicide. Question, Persuade, and Refer, otherwise known as QPR, is a suicide prevention strategy designed to recognize the warning signs of suicide, offer hope, listen, and refer to people at risk for suicide to professional help. Mental health first aid and youth mental health first aid training teach the initial skills to support and connect an individual experiencing a mental health challenge or crisis to get help. Free training is available through the Carroll County Health Department. In promoting safe and reasonable care of lethal means, including firearms and medications, while encouraging community conversations around mental wellness, is vital to the mission of preventing suicides and promoting wellness. And everyone in Carroll County, and this is important to remember, everyone in Carroll County can connect to a local behavioral health crisis call specialist through 988. 988, 3 simple numbers. People experiencing mental health or substance abuse can call or text 988 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Now, therefore, we, the Board of Carroll County Commissioners, hereby proclaim September as Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. Again, thank you all for being here for this.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for your comments. We've been, and it touches everybody. We've experienced a 16-year-old suicide and a 90-year-old suicide. Both were surprises to us. And then you look back and you say, what could I have done to prevent it? So I don't know how many, I mean, there's obviously people depressed, people in recovery, people that you know have issues and you help them with, but there's so many people that we don't see having issues, and till we learn it, it's too late. So thank you for trying to prevent all of them.